Hi, in this Unity tutorial we will be learning how to create a laser. This laser will be stopped by regular objects, reflected by mirrors, and also detect intruders when it crosses them. In our example scene, the green objects represent regular non-reflective items, the blue objects represent mirrors, and the red object represents an intruder. Let's take a look at our script. At the top, we have a couple of public variables we'll use to configure our laser. We first define a layer mask that will hold our mirror layer. Then, a line renderer used to visualize the laser's path. Settings for maximum raycast distance and the maximum number of laser bounces. A boolean to define whether or not we're checking for intruders, and the layer mask that holds the intruder layer. And finally, we have a list of points which represents all of the laser's hit positions. In the update method, we first clear all existing positions and add the current position of the laser as the origin for the line renderer. Next, we call the ShootLaser method. This is a recursive method which accepts three parameters: the current position from which the laser is being fired, the firing direction, as well as the current bounce limit. If we run out of bounces, bounce limit is equal to 0, then we just exit the method. Otherwise, we proceed and reduce the bounce limit by 1. We then normalize the direction and cast a ray with the given position, direction, and maximum distance we have defined earlier. If nothing was hit, we add the furthest allowed point in the given direction and return it as the final position of the laser. In case an object was hit, we add the hit point of the raycast into the line point list. If we want to check for intruders and the hit object is an intruder, we then call the intruder detected method and exit the current one. If the hit object is a mirror, we get the reflected vector based on the direction of the raycast and the raycast hit normal vector, which is a vector pointing from the surface of the polygon upward. With the new direction, we recursively call ShootLaser with the raycast hit point as the starting position and the reflected vector as the direction. After the laser is shot, meaning all of the recursive calls of ShootLaser have been finished, we update the line renderer and show the new laser path. Now that we have seen how our script works, let's go into the Unity editor and set everything up. In Unity, let's start with our laser pointer game object. It has the line renderer attached, the laser script attached, as well as a rotator for demonstration purposes. If we go to our line renderer, we can see that it's set up to have a small width. I have set the alignment to be view, I have added some corner and end cap vertices, I have used my default line renderer material, and I have made sure I have set it to use world space. Now that we have set the line renderer up, let's go to the laser script. Over here, under the mirror mask, I have selected the mirror layer. Of course, you can have multiple layers here and it will still work. Next, I have referenced our line right over here as the line renderer. Our max distance is set to be 64, our max number of bounces is 128, and we currently do not check for intruders, but we do have the intruder mask set up. Next, in our environment, if we go over here, we have walls, mirrors, and the intruder. Let's start with the intruder. So the intruder has the intruder layer right over here, and that's the only thing we need to set up. The same thing goes for mirrors. The only thing the mirror has is the mirror layer, and that's the only thing we have to set up. Now that we have set our scene up, let's hit play and see how our parameters change stuff. First, we have the max distance parameter. Let's change this to 4 and see what happens. As you can see, the laser is now really short, only 4 units long, and it doesn't really get anywhere, so we're gonna set this to 64. Now the next thing we have is max bounces, so we're gonna reduce this to 2 just so we can see what happens. As you can see previously, while it bounced around everywhere, right now it just bounces twice, and if I increase this to 3, you can see now it has 3 bounces. And let's do something like 16. There we go. Now we have 16 bounces. Finally, we have our intruder detection system, which I have currently turned on, and I have paused the game, so you will see once we hit this little guy, we will get a bunch of debug logs saying intruder detected. So if we hit play, let's see what happens. And there we go. Every time it crosses the intruder, it gives us a little notification right over here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.